of love and peace in our country. We got a call in the line. I'm going to go to the call in a few. I saw the area code, yeah? And this one foreign. Good night to you, caller. Good night to you.
Good night, Junior Soka Jones.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, right now a little hoarse, but it's getting better. It's getting better.
That's good. That's good.
It's getting better. Let me ask you, first of all, could you please tell our listeners where you are calling from?
I'm calling from Vancouver, Canada, British Columbia. And I'm calling to bring awareness of a group that I created on Facebook called Time to Stand Together Against Crime and Violence in SPG.
And give us that one more time, please. Time to stand together against what?
Time to stand together against violence and crime in SPG.
And let me ask you, what made you, or what inspired you, what moved you to create this group on Facebook?
The reason for initiating this movement is because I recognize the drastic need for action. Violence against women has reached an epidemic level in Vincent. And the majority of the homicides the past year alone has been a result of violence against women. And we have quite a large increase in crime in SPG. And we need to stand together united as a nation to address this issue.
Well, let me backtrack a little bit, because right there you've become so profound that I have to backtrack.
Okay.
Could you please identify yourself?
My name is Nailah John.
Nailah John.
Nailah John, yes.
And you live in Vancouver, and you're saying
I
that...
live in Vancouver, Canada.
And you're saying to us that you have been struck by the level of violence that is happening, taking place in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Yes, indeed.
And I'll tell you something, Nailah.
Yes.
Just the mere fact that you have been struck by it, and I know there's another online group that was started a while ago, which I referred you to, and we're going to try to find a way to get you involved with that group also. But the folks who are listening on the outside, last week Saturday night, after the Vincent Cares function, I was leaving and traveling and got a phone call that my friend, when I say friend, I mean neighbor, dear friend, diehard friend. As a matter of fact, the last time he was in New York City, which was last September, for the last couple of days that he was here, he and I hung out together every day, because a cousin of mine had passed away in England, and he and I were together at David's Bakery, bringing solace and trying to bring solace to my cousin who passed away, brother, Dalmat Barnett. And up until the night before he left, we were together. And just last Sunday morning early, I got the news that he had been violently murdered in his house in St. Vincent. And it moved me to put a status up on Facebook. And then I got like 4 or 5 calls after that asking me to make it in the form of a letter, which is now a letter in the Searchlight for this week. But Nailah, I do not know. I've never seen me before, and she has never seen me before, I think. But got in contact with me and decided that we need to band together as a people and start doing something where this, like she said, epidemic, it's a festering problem that we have. And she in Canada, Vancouver, Canada, has decided to take upon herself to form a movement on Facebook, incorporating Canada, incorporating the United States, incorporating the entire world. Anybody who has feelings, anybody who has empathy, anybody who can feel what is going on in St. Vincent, because we have to realize, we have to acknowledge that there is a problem. in St. Vincent and Grenadines. And Naya, could you please talk to the audience, the listening audience, and let them know some of your thoughts, what you're thinking, where do you stand on the issue?
I believe that we need to come together as a people in order to address the issue that we are facing as a nation. I always tell the people that we hold the power in our hands. And if we stand united, we can take control of our community, because this issue needs to be addressed at the community level. And we have to come together. If we don't come together, we will lose our society. I believe that educating the public about violence is key to the success. I'm hoping to organize a march in April, and I hope that the people of SVG will unite with me, stand with me in solidarity to address this problem.
And that march, of course, is taking place in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, right?
Of course. I will be coming to St. Vincent prior to that. And a march will be taking place in April, to be announced the exact date. So we're working very hard here in Canada to have events so that we can fund an organization for women.
So you're saying that the violence that has recently taken over in St. Vincent has spurred you in the direction of going home, and like you said, putting a march together. You're talking about funding a movement to serve, I'm going to assume, abused women.
Yes, my focus, our mission is to educate the public about negative effects of violence and crime, with the core focus related to violence against women.
But let me ask you a question, because I have a major concern.
Yes.
And that concern is that I'm hoping that when we address these issues, it reaches the ears of the people. Because I believe St. Vincent and the Grenadines generally would refuse to condone the violence. The people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines are not, by any measure, a violent people. But there are factions in our society that are choosing to go outside of the box and create a society of fear. Create a society where the people are afraid to confront issues sometimes, because it has become, I remember times before things happen, people said nothing. The time has come. If you love your country, if you love your people, that attitude has to be put aside. Stop saying nothing. It has gone too far.
Way too far. Junior Soka Jones, I believe as a people we should fear no one but God. And if we put God first, anything is possible. We must come together. We must not fear. We must not be silent. We must let our voices be heard. And I'm calling on all Vincentian people, men, women, the youth, come together and stand together with me, with my group, as a people, as Vincentian people, and stop the crime and violence in our country.
I'll tell you something, folks. I remember a lot of years ago, the first time I ever came to America, it was 1982. And with my parents, I remember a morning, seeing a lady being mugged at a bus stop. This was 1982. That was 29 years ago. Being mugged at a bus stop. I was a little boy then. And my father ran to my auntie, telling her what was happening outside. And she pulled my father back and said, don't get involved because you could end up worse than her. And that struck me, it struck him, it struck everybody, because that is how New York City was then. We in St. Vincent have almost come full circle to that. But the point is that we need to forget that attitude, because next time it could be you. Next time it could be a member of your family, it could be a loved one, it could be someone very close to you. So it needs to be nipped in the bud. And like I said before, and I mentioned my letter, and my letter was not based upon a letter, it was just a status. Do not blame the police force. To a certain extent, yes. Do not blame the government. To a certain extent, yes. But the people are a stronger force. The people can be a bigger police force than the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines police force. The people can be a bigger government than the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It does not matter which party is in power. If violence is there, it needs to be stamped out. And the thing is, we have to come together as a people and realize that we are suffering ourselves. Our nation is under siege by our own people. And folks who are listening to me, please, especially folks from St. Vincent and the Grenadines who are listening, let us realize that our nation is under siege by our own people. I live in New York City, but God knows I am 100+ change percent Vinci. I hate to hear anything negative where St. Vincent and the Grenadines is concerned. I hate to see anything negative where St. Vincent and the Grenadines is concerned. I would love for the day to come when we can be a people together, united, like it used to be back in the days. Something wrong is going on. It needs to be addressed. And Nailah has come up and put it together, form her own group. We have another group. I think Sharpmus will either call me or Rosen will call me later on about that group. Our Fortress Within, another group put together. That is because people have seen the need for vigilance. People have seen the need for patriotism. People have seen the need for our love for our nation to ride over everything social and everything political. And Nailah, you have been doing something, and your walk, you said, is in April, is it?
Yes, in April.
In April.
And I will be on the program again, hopefully, to announce the exact date.
Be sure to register your copy of Sam at www.spatialaudio.com. You'll feel warm and squishy inside once you do.
Our society to what it used to be.
Well, I'll tell you something, is that you have my undying loyalty in your move.
Thank you.
And where this station is concerned, we at True Caribbean Radio, we are a station about people, about spreading love and sharing love. And you have our loyalty. So anything media-wise, there is no thing that is too much for us to do for you. We will propose it, we'll get it out there, we'll propagate it for you, we will make sure the masses know, we will make sure that whatever is going on, people are aware of. And you at this point have our obligation to you, our loyalty to you, and we are going to be doing anything that we can to embrace the move that you have started. And you have started from all the way in Vancouver, Canada. You're like what? You're like 3 hours behind New York City, right?
Yes, I am.
3 hours behind?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good. So you see how far you're coming from? Geographically, you're coming from real far.
I know.
But here what's going on is a heart that is pushing you.
Yes.
It's a heart that's pushing you. Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
If you're to leave Vancouver to go to St. Vincent and Grenadines, how long will it take you? By plane, that is.
Well, maybe I'll fly first to New York.
Which is how long? Which is how long?
That is 5 hours.
To New York.
To New York. Yep.
And then
5 hours to New York.
And then another 4.5 to Barbados.
Exactly. And then I'll have to swim from Barbados to St. Vincent.
Yeah, because if Leah's working good, you'll get over there maybe another couple hours. That's if they decide.
Exactly. So swimming might get me there quicker.
But we try to point out though the root of your cause and where you're coming from. You're talking you're 5 hours from New York by plane, which is even further than New York to Barbados or St. Vincent by plane.
Exactly.
So you're doing the trip more than double time.
Yes.
And we have to commend your initiative. We have to commend your move. We have to commend it. And we want to get the people on Facebook. Please let the people who are listening right now know about the movement on Facebook and tell them how they can get involved and, log on and sign up and all that. Please do.
Yes. So the group is on Facebook. It's called Time to Stand Together Against Violence and Crime in SBG. It is an open group. Everyone is welcome. I'm welcome to suggestions and opinions. And we also have an email address where we can be contacted. It is LOVN SBG@hotmail.com. Or you can inbox the group and someone will respond to you. I thank you, Junior, for having me on this program, and I hope it won't be the last. And I would like to say that I commend each and every Vincentian person that has come onto this group and has given me the time of day to express myself, the people who have come on this group and has volunteered their time to help me in this effort. I need to commend those people. And I want everyone to know that I will be working for the people. The group is working for the people.
Yeah.
And the email address actually means leave out violence in SBG. That is our logo.
So
leave out violence in SBG.
LOVN.
LOVN SVG. Yes.
Oh, LOVN SVG.
LOVN SVG.
At what?
At hotmail.com.
Folks, please get your pens together, get your pencils together. LOVN SVG. And to make it easier, leave out violence.
In SVG.
In SVG. LOVN.
Yes.
LOVN SVG.
Yes.
At Hotmail.
And it's time to stand together against violence and crime in SBG. That's the page on Facebook. And I welcome everyone. I don't care if you're a Vincentian or not. We have to come together as a people. And I want us to stand united. It's the only way that we can overcome the issue that we are facing in our society.
And we have to realize that there are issues. We have to realize that there was an issue.
Yes.
And I've seen media personnel asking other folks to not make it an issue. I've seen media personnel asking other folks to not put it out there publicly because it can adversely affect our tourism. I'm going to say, if it adversely affects our tourism, that's our fault. I'm going to say that before tourism, our people come first. And we need to secure our people first. So we need to address it.
Indeed.
We need to put it out there. And don't anybody tell me, do not address it on radio. Do not address it in the media. Because it's going to give people who are not Vincentians a negative impression of St. Vincent and Grenadines. I am saying to you, even more important than that, is the security of our people in SVG, security of our nation, the security of our morals and our principles and everything that we hold fast to be true. It is the most important thing that we can hold on to secure our country. Nailah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Junior, and I want to thank each and every one that has supported this group and that will continue to support the group. I thank you kindly, and I hope to be on the program again.
Most definitely so, sweetheart.
Thank you.
Most
Have a
definitely
good night.
So. You too, and I'll tell you something.
God bless.
You listen to me? Keep it locked, all right?
Yes.
Because from now...
I will keep it locked. I love the music. I love the music.
From now for another few hours is... Party again. Party again. I tell you myself. Out of Vancouver, Canada. She's calling happily and she is really, really moved. Watch me. Party again.